everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my May favorites, and I have a couple repeat items, some new items to show, and yeah, so I'll just get started and share with you guys my favorites of the month of May. So first, a new product that I've been really liking, and at first I absolutely hated this, so I'm really surprised that I like it in the end, and it is a foundation from Physicians Formula, and it's really beautiful. It looks like this. It's the one in the pink, kind of like faux leather, kind of pebbled look with the rose gold cap. Unfortunately, I think there are only 3 colors of this, and they definitely skew to the light end of the spectrum, and the lightest color I have is called Ivory, and this one is so dark on me. I really like the actual formula of this foundation, surprisingly though, and I think this was about $13, so definitely a little bit more expensive of a foundation, especially from the drugstore. But like I mentioned, I really kind of hated this at first just because number one, the color was way too dark, which I kind of, you know, to be honest, figured it was going to be a little dark on me just because they only had 3 colors, and just looking at it, it looked like it was going to be a little bit dark. And the first time I wore it, I, didn't think it had very great coverage. It was definitely a little bit more of like a light medium kind of coverage. I felt like I ended up having to use a lot of the product to even kind of get enough for my full face. And then I also didn't like the little pump that comes on it. It's the one that when you like do one full like pump, it like takes it a little bit of time for it to like go all the way back up. So you can't just like squirt out like 2 pumps back to back. You kind of have to like wait a couple seconds for the spring to like kind of reload, which normally 1 pump of like foundation is usually enough to get my full face done, but not with this one. I definitely find I have to use significantly more product. But the one thing that I do like about this foundation is the finish on my skin, and I didn't really notice it the first time I used it, but I ended up using it again a couple times, and then I noticed, wow, at the end of the day, my face didn't look dry and crusty and gross, which is kind of just what happens with my skin type with a lot of foundations. Even if I do like a really hydrating oil on my skin before, a lot of foundations still just inevitably look a little bit less than desirable at the end of the day. But I noticed with this one, it left my skin feeling and looking really nice all the way to the end of the day. I just wish they had more colors of this, 3 colors, and they were like 3 like light medium colors. Definitely not any fair colors, definitely not any dark colors, so I'm really kind of like torn about this one because I do really like the foundation formula. There just needs to be many more colors. And since I've been going back and trying a lot of different foundations this month, I went back to my Airbrush makeup for the first time in a couple months. So I did a whole video talking about this Airbrush system a long time ago, and I'll have that video linked if you guys are interested in it. But it was this Airbrush system. It's from Arial wand. I got this from TJ Maxx's website a few months ago, and I think it was about $80, which sounds kind of expensive, but to be honest, for an Airbrush system, but that was a really good deal because it also came with 2 foundation colors, and these last a long time. You only need like 5 drops of these to like do your whole face. So I have been using this again. I used it today, and I just really like the look of the Airbrush makeup on my skin. It also lasts really long, and it doesn't kind of get that gross kind of flaky dry look as much. So that's what foundation I'm wearing today, and I love that. It's definitely really nice finish. So I typically like to do these for either like special occasions or if I just have a little bit more time to do my makeup. So it's definitely not really like an everyday kind of thing for me, but it's definitely really worth the time and the effort when you do want your skin to look just extra nice. Another thing I have been loving, and this is from Pearlessence, and it's called the Coconut Water Hydrating Face Mist. I got this from TJ Maxx for $8, and it's this huge bottle of just like a coconut water spritz kind of thing, and I actually bought this a couple months ago, but I never ended up using it, and the reason why I started using it was because I ran out of my e.l.f. Mist and Spray setting spray, and I had this, so I was like, oh, I'll just use this, even though it's not a setting spray. What I really kind of wanted it for is after I apply my powders and everything, to kind of spritz the skin, just to kind of get rid of that powdery feeling, and then it just makes everything look a lot more natural. And this has lasted quite a while. This one is 236 milliliters or 8 fluid ounces, so it's huge. So, you know, you're paying like $1 an ounce, which I think is a really great price. I love the scent of it. It's obviously coconut scented, and it's just very refreshing on my skin. And I will even use this like kind of like at the end of the day if my skin's starting to kind of get that gross kind of look. I'll kind of do a couple spritzes, and it just really refreshes my face and makes me like feel really good. The only kind of nitpicky thing I don't like is that it's kind of hard to hold and spray. I kind of have to do like a two-handed kind of approach to this just because it is such a large bottle, but that's not really that big of a deal at all. So my next three favorites are my contour, highlighter, and blush. And I also did a video on these, and I do like them. It's the blush and the bronzer that I have from Pretty Vulgar, and like I mentioned in the video that I talked about these, I do think they're really good products. I definitely think they're overpriced, but I do like them. So I have the blush in the color, what's it called? Sweet Revenge. So I've just been using this one every day, and again, I really do like it. It's a good blush, but for $26, ugh, it's expensive, but I've already bought it. I'm going to use it, and it is a good product. And then the bronzer, I have the lighter one. This one is called Son of a Bee. It looks like this, and this one was actually $32, so even more not worth it in my opinion. Definitely overpriced. I wouldn't repurchase these or like buy these again knowing what I know now. But they are good products, so I have been using these all month. And then for my highlighter, I did buy the one from Pretty Vulgar, but that one came smashed, so I returned it. And then the highlighter that I have been using is by Pony Effect, and it is the Mirage highlighter in the color Lucid Dream. So it's nothing like that special, just a light icy white highlight. But again, I've gone back to this one. It's very similar to Becca's Moonstone, very similar colors, but yeah, just love it. And this one was, I think, $15. Which, to be honest, it's kind of a lot still, but at least it's not $32. My next two favorites are products that I've had for a few years now, but I think they're still good. I actually think I might have gotten these for my 20th birthday, and I'm about to be 24, so a little on the older side, but the products are still fine. So it's the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in the color Native, and then the matching lipstick. I don't know if they still sell these exact lipsticks. I think they kind of like came out and redid their lipsticks recently, but I still love these. This one, it's just like the perfect pink color. It's what I'm wearing now, and I have really been liking wearing just like a traditional lipstick lately. I've kind of went through this phase where I was all about liquid lipsticks for quite a while, which I still really love, but there's something so nice about just having like a really nice kind of lipstick, just like a traditional lipstick. And this one is very moisturizing, it's not as dry, and it has just like a slight kind of very slight glossiness to it. So I really like this. It's just been my perfect color. It's like a simple pink color that will just work with anything. So I have been wearing this tons this month. And the next two products I have shown before, and I will be doing a comparison video on them very soon. So these are both, what are they called? Cleansing oils to remove your makeup. So this first one I've had for quite a while, and I really love this one. This one is from Chateau Labiotte, and it's just like their wine one. It's super cute. I love the packaging of it, and then on the inside there is a little scoop to scoop out the product, and then the actual product itself. So I'm not going to talk too much about this because I do want to save it for that video coming up, but I do really love this. This one I think was about $16 from Mimi Box when I purchased it, and of course Mimi Box isn't like directly selling stuff anymore, but I really love this one. But then from Rose Shop I found this one that's a similar product, and I thought I would give it a go as well. So you've probably seen this in my last Rose Shop haul video, and this one is from Lala the Queen, and it's called Cleansing Sorbet, and it is the, I think, lemon lime one. I think this one might have been about around $10 or less. I'll have to double check for that, but it's again the same kind of thing. It comes with a little scoop and then the actual cleansing oil on the inside. So I have been trying these both out back to back, and I thought I would do a comparison video and let you guys know what I think about each of them, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, which one's comparable. Obviously this one is more expensive than this one, so I'll definitely have a video talking about that in the next week or so if you guys guys are interested. And a last favorite I almost forgot to mention was that I really loved having the pink hair. Most of it is now faded, which I totally knew was gonna happen, and I expected. Like I mentioned in the video where I first showed it off, I had no plans to really like upkeep the pink, so when it faded, it was gonna fade. So this is what it is now. This is after about 4 washes, I think, and there's still just this tiny hint of pink to it. I don't really know if it'll show up on camera much, but in real life it's just this super subtle, is it pink, is it champagne, is it rose gold, what is it, you know, kind of color, which I love. It's definitely a little bit different than just like my typical kind of like yellow blonde or like cool blonde, so I just love that tiny bit of pink. You might be able to see a little bit more on these undersides here. There's just like a tiny bit of pink that like really stuck. But yeah, so I really liked the color, and maybe I'll do pink again sometime. Maybe I'll kind of like do a super subtle pink. I don't know, but I loved pink while I had it. And that is pretty much it for my May favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later.